Developed by Chasing Rats Games and published by Frontier Developments PLC, this is a Saves Together quick save, and today we're talking all about struggling. That's right. We're talking about struggles we have in life. Is that funny?
Was there a physical game for this?
I don't know.
I don't think there was.
That's right. This is episode 72, and I'd like to welcome everybody to Saves Together, the podcast about playing games together. Whether you're passing the controller back and forth or just playing the same game at the same time, it doesn't matter how. It only matters that it's together because...
When you save together, you stay together.
I'm Craig McGowan.
I'm Grace, and I played as... What were their names?
Left
Achilles? No, they had names.
I just called them left arm and right arm.
I'm gonna Google it.
Okay.
It matters to
there's
me,
like
bro.
Achilles and
This is the
Hyphostoles.
lore. Yeah.
Hypericles?
You're close, honestly.
Heracles.
It's like...
Hephaestus. Isn't that one? Isn't Hephaestus actually one?
Wow, struggling characters does not help
No,
me
that's
here.
not going to work.
Struggling
Characters that have
games.
struggled. Han Solo.
Okay, here we go. Achilles and Hector.
Hector. Is
So,
Hector a
they're conjoined
Greek?
twins.
Are they?
In this game, they are.
Yeah. So listen. Let's just get it right off. Let's just get it off our chest.
We didn't know we would struggle so hard.
We didn't know struggling was going to be such a struggle.
You
And
know,
we should have read the room.
We should have read the title of the
We
game.
should have read the title of the game.
Yeah, but
and
I don't
maybe-
think we thought it would be like a Jump King or
It's a QWOP.
or what's another one of those Getting Over It.
Yep.
Like one of those games that's meant to be
It's supposed to be
hard.
struggle. And listen, you're looking at us now, and I see the judgment in your eyes. Because yes, it is called struggling. But it looks a lot like Heave Ho.
Yeah, we wanted more Heave Ho. We wanted this to be Heave Ho 2.
So
It was not.
yeah. So here's a grain of salt. Keep this with you while
Here's a grain of salt.
while
Eat
we
it.
while we complain.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Whatever.
so what's the gameplay here?
It's a physics-based co-op platformer.
Yes. And I controlled one arm of this little. You're a head with arms.
You were
That's it.
Achilles and I was Hector.
Yeah, and I controlled one arm, the right
Mhm.
arm, and you controlled one arm, the left arm, and they each had a personality, I guess. Even though,
There's hats.
okay, you're just. I know it's a quick save, but damn.
I just thought about it.
August 27th, 2020 is when this game was released, and it's playable on the Switch, the
I
PlayStation.
think we highlighted it in Treasure Trove at some point.
So episode 54 is when we played Get Packing, and in the Treasure Trove segment, we highlighted struggling.
Okay.
And I think it would be interesting to go back and listen to what we say. Not that we give it a review or something, but I'm curious.
I remember we were excited about it because
Right.
of Heave Ho.
Exactly. It looks so much like Heave Ho.
So
And we probably should have done more research, maybe.
no,
No? Okay.
I like going into things knowing not that much.
That's true. I actually, I don't.
Yeah, you know what? Though I am surprised we didn't.
Through this whole thing, I still enjoyed the experience of discovering and figuring out what this is.
Yeah.
It just ended up not being our speed. But listen, you can play struggling on Switch, PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. And we played on the Xbox.
We did.
And
There's no online co-op, by the way.
there's not.
It's
Okay.
only local.
You can play solo also.
You can play solo. How was that experience? Because you did that a little bit.
I did not enjoy it.
Okay.
So we got to a point where we couldn't progress. It was a little too frustrating. And so I said, well, let me just try by myself to get us past this point, and then we'll continue with the co-op afterwards. I didn't get past the point.
Yeah, it's, especially as a co-op game, really frustrating. First of all, we are not new at games. Okay, we're not bad at games.
Listen, we're not bad at games.
But it's irrelevant because it doesn't make this fun. Even if you were good. I mean, maybe it would.
I think
make it
this is
fun.
going to be fun for a very specific person.
Yes,
A
agreed.
very specific group. Two people.
A specific group of two people that is not us.
It's just not us.
We both play games. At least I definitely play games to relax. Most of the time, I'm not interested in being challenged unless the game does a really good job at doing that for me. So games like Getting Over It and Jump King and even Dark Souls, but that's a different kind of game.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it
I see
still
what you're
takes
saying.
some time to master. It takes a lot for me to really enjoy those games. They have to be special, like Monster Hunter
Special.
Rise.
That's a good.
That's one of those games that is hard at the beginning, but I feel like you master it quick enough that it's not as frustrating as this is, especially in a co-op fashion where we're both so dependent on each other that even so if you have a hard co-op game, sometimes you can it can be totally fine if one person makes it through and the other person doesn't really have to do as much.
Yeah.
I feel like we've played games like that. Like
Yeah.
Divinity a little bit is like that. Like we both it feels like we're working together in a way that if one of us doesn't really know what to do, the other one could step in and do it.
Well, like especially some of the supplemental type games.
Yeah.
Where that's a co-op category. For those of you who don't know, check it out on savetogether.club, what that means. But there'll be times where it's like, I need to go away. I need to pull myself out of the game so you can get past this part. Little Big Planet is like that.
Yeah, that's
where
true.
I made it, you didn't, but that's okay because I got the checkpoint, so you spawn.
Right. In those moments in more difficult games, I feel like is good to have that option. But this game, there's no such thing as that option ever.
Right, because you're controlling one character.
Right.
Like maybe that wasn't even really that clear. You are just controlling a single character together, which sounds possibly cool as a crew roles type situation, maybe. But this ain't it for us.
Yeah.
The co-op category for this game, I think, is a team worker. You have to work together to make this happen.
Yeah, but you're playing the same role.
But you're playing the same. Yeah, it's not crew roles. I said I was saying that as what I was kind of hoping it would be, and it wasn't.
Yeah, right.
I want to go back to what you said about Monster Hunter. I think why that works is once you do master the controls are tight. They're responsive and
the gameplay is really well designed.
And I don't think they should necessarily be compared. I understand why you brought it up.
Right.
But like
no, yeah, it's not really not really the same
but
kind of game.
That's the problem here for me. One of the major problems. It's just like loosey-goosey. So it's like I'm really trying, and it should be working in my head. It's supposed to be working right now. It's just not, okay?
Did you say loosey-goosey before you met me? Because that's my thing to say. And I said that in my head before you said it, so now I'm wondering if you stole loosey-goosey from me.
Well, I don't think you had the copyright.
I'm just
but
saying,
if you'd like
when
to
you
DMCA
grew up,
me, give me the strike.
I'm just curious if
One
you
strike.
took loosey-goosey from me being
Listen,
around
I don't know
me.
where I get anything.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Yeah, it is on purpose loosey-goosey, that's for sure. But it's just not fun in the way Human Fall Flat loosey-goosey was, right?
Yes,
know? And I think part of that, actually, Human Fall Flat is a really good
Yes.
example, too, because we both don't have to succeed.
Right, we're controlling too. It because you melded it into one thing that has to succeed.
Yeah.
It became too difficult for me.
And for me specifically, there are some stressful moments that are timed and chases. I really do not like those in games, especially when I'm dependent on somebody else.
Yeah, you don't like that in games by like when it's you getting chased. So now
it's
you
even
also
worse.
have to
because I can't control it well. I'm dependent on you, and I'm being chased by rats. It's like, do I want this right now? No, I don't. I'm not having fun. I'm stressed out.
Yeah, and then I'm like, halfway screaming at you, like, go up! And you're like, I'm going up! And I just don't believe you. Because the game's so loosey-goosey, you are going up. I know it, right? Like, I'm just
Craig has
frustrated.
a problem where he thinks I'm not doing the thing that I'm doing. Oh, it's a problem.
It may be a problem, but it's not that I don't actually think you are. I'm just like...
That's certainly how you communicate it to me.
Yeah, well, in the heat of the moment, I don't have English, all right?
But that's why these games don't really work for us. Because it's like... I don't want to be so dependent. You don't want to be so dependent on me. That's very clear. I don't care so much if I'm dependent on you. It just depends on the game. But I think I don't know.
Well, I like to. We got to run down the factors. But I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. But it. Trying to justify my.
I just want to... I only pulled this up because I was looking up the names of the characters, and I pulled up the Steam review, and the most helpful review in the past 180 days, the top one is, I regret buying this, and it's recommended. But there's only 4 hours on record, and then they had an edit. It said, I acquired a controller, but I still regret buying this, so...
Yeah, it's, it's pretty clear we're not going to give this a very good score at the end, but that doesn't mean it isn't necessarily a good game for someone. There wasn't any real glitch problems or, you know what I mean? Like it seems well made for what it is, and it's probably going to be awesome for somebody. I bet there's a speedrunner out there that's great at this game.
There's people who love getting over it, and maybe they want to do it with a friend. Well, here, if you have a friend who loves getting over it too, then you should come and play struggling together.
And I
'cause
think
you
this
guys
is
will have a
actually
ball.
this is probably easier than getting over
Oh,
it.
for sure. It definitely is. I think it's still really challenging, but just not challenging enough that people that enjoy those kinds of games will have a lot of fun. And I
Right.
think that's exactly who this game is for. It is not for most people. It is not for us.
Yeah. So let's run through the factors. And if you want to follow along, head to savetogether.club for a rundown of what each factor represents. The type of co-op: couch, online, split screen, same screen.
Couch, and I guess you can't do it online, especially not on the console. On Steam, you can use like Steam Remote Play, but it's not built into the game.
Yeah.
So take that for what you will.
Couch, same screen, because you're the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Separate mode or full. It's the full mode that you can switch between solo and co-op. Not like super easily, but you can go out to the menu and come back in.
Yeah.
But
Not technically drop in, drop
So-
out in that case.
we got to this point, the thing I mentioned earlier, where I decided, okay, you step out for a second, let me try. So I was trying to do this part. I thought I beat it. And then we came back in after to give it another try, and like another play session, and I hadn't beaten it. And now I don't have a good memory of if I did beat it or not. I must have given up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I probably gave up.
Yeah.
I was going to complain that maybe it didn't save the progress, but I'm pretty sure I just gave up.
I think you did, because you had gone far enough that like we was almost done, and then you realized you did something wrong. You're like, screw it, I'm
That sounds right.
done.
That sounds right.
Which is how we played this game in general.
Control scheme.
We didn't get very far. I just want to say we only
didn't.
played about an hour
Hour
or
and
two.
a half, yeah.
Yeah, hour and a half. Control scheme, Xbox controllers we used. We played this on Xbox.
Progression, things to unlock.
Just hats.
There's hats, guys.
There's
I know she mentioned
hats.
earlier, but I just want to point out there's hats.
You can each wear a different hat, even though you are conjoined twins. You kind of have little separate heads. Oh, and you can scream.
You can
That's a
scream.
fun feature. I do enjoy just screaming. Heave Ho also had a similar feature where you could just shout, I think,
Yeah.
or make noises, and I think that's fun. So,
The hats I actually sort of like, where if you find the hat on the ground, you have to grab it with your hand and put it on your head.
yeah,
And that's how
fun.
you like unlock it.
I like
and
that.
then later you can go select it and put it on, but that's how you initially get it. And I think that's cool.
Yeah.
So plus half. Shared loot or XP.
Plus half for screaming and hats. There's no loot. There's no XP. There's checkpoints.
Checkpoints.
Not enough of them,
Yeah,
I think.
That's the progression. You're just going through the linear.
Yeah, you're in like
levels.
this science, like a messed up lab.
It's
where
very
you were
Adult
born.
Swimmy, like a
Yeah,
gross, like
the
super
aesthetic.
jelly. Not even. I wish it was more like super gel, but you know that gross.
I liked the visuals a lot, actually. I thought they were really well done, like accomplishing what it needed to accomplish, and
It's
not it
gross.
was disgusting.
It's disgusting.
But I liked it, so that was fun. I liked that part of it.
Yeah, the overall presentation's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Friendly fire. Any way to hurt each other?
No. Sometimes your arms get stuck a lot, and then you have to blow up your own arm, so you can hurt yourself.
So I guess that is technically friendly fire.
Yeah, it's true. It's friendly fire
Because
on,
we're
on
connected,
yourself.
so my arm that I'm controlling is still your arm.
Do you think that's how conjoined twins feel?
I don't want to speak to
Okay.
what conjoined
Sorry,
twins feel,
never
because
mind.
the idea that they're struggling.
No, I wasn't even saying that. I was just saying, like, if you're a conjoined twin, don't some of them only have feeling in certain parts of their body?
I don't
So
know. I'm not
I
actually.
control the right arm.
Shockingly, I haven't done too much research on conjoined twinism.
I remember learning about them in psychology in high school.
It's a
little
crazy
bit.
thing. Like,
It is.
legitimately, like it's a fascinating nature.
Yeah. This is obviously not exactly pro conjoined twins. This is
What are you saying?
Pretty grotesque.
This game is anti-conjoined twins?
I would say so, perhaps.
No, it's just using them as a. It's not even really like a person. It's a monstrosity. So it
Yeah.
isn't really using that as like ooh,
No, you're right.
evil,
It's not.
terrible. You know,
It's not
so
doing
it's
that.
not. I wouldn't say it's doing anything wrong. Conjoined twin, dude. If you could, are they ultimately drift compatible? You know, in Pacific Rim, how you have
See,
to be
now
drift
we're
compatible.
getting into an area
If
where
you
maybe
had
we should stop.
two conjoined twins, two like sets of conjoined twins.
Why do
in-
you talk about being drift compatible so much? You really loved Pacific Rim. It
Because
never
I
left your
like
head.
forced dyads and I like things that are drift compatible. I think it's a interesting.
So, in some ways, you are kind of interested in romance and soulmates then.
Yes, very much. There are psychic cosmic links that connect people that you can't see.
Wow. That's so deep. This is so much about struggling.
Interruptive actions. Is there any way we can like interrupt each other's movements
Not
or anything?
really.
Yeah.
Just basic move. Just the movement you're doing in general is interruptive.
It feels like you're in. Yeah, exactly. It feels like you're interrupting me because I'm like, you gotta go up and left, and you're like, I am.
Right.
Is this a pizza party game?
No.
It would be for that one. There is one person out there that thinks this is a pizza party game.
Yeah, probably. But,
But
I
for
don't
the
know
most
who
part,
they are.
no, because it is not.
It's stressful.
It is too stressful, man.
Yeah.
Difficulty of the co-op. Does co-op help you
Very
overcome
hard.
challenges, or is it the challenge?
It is
and in
the
this
challenge.
case, it is the challenge.
10 out of 10 difficulty. As far as the co-op game goes for us, this is the highest difficulty co-op game we've ever played.
Yes, I will.
Easily said. And mostly that's because we don't exactly reach for the hard What are even hard co-op games? I think Overcooked is one of the harder ones sometimes.
Well, yeah, if you want to like get 3 stars.
Right.
That's the
a
thing
hard
about
one.
that's the thing about difficulty. We touch on this once in a while.
It's subjective.
Not that it's necessarily. It is kind of subjective, of course, because your skills are all varied. But you can make a game that has a difficulty, like a range of difficulties. I don't just mean normal, difficulty select in a game, but
Which
like
there was no difficulty selection. We actually even checked. We're like, maybe there's an easy.
maybe there's a controls slightly better mode.
Right.
But like with Overcooked, you can just get 1 star and you pass and you go forward. So the challenge becomes maybe you want to make it more difficult for yourself. Okay, let's get 3 stars on every level, right? Whereas this is only the highest difficulty.
Yeah. Also, it hurt my hand
Did it?
a little bit.
Interesting. You should track that legitimately, because I'd be interested to know. You work on a computer way more than like you know what I mean, and I'm curious.
I'm a video editor.
Which games hurt your hands? And then I don't know. Maybe this is like for your own. Maybe you don't want to track this publicly, but like I don't know.
Maybe I should.
It seems interesting to be like, actually, I noticed it starts to hurt more after we do this, or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Intensity.
Too intense for me, dog.
Too intense.
Yeah. Too intense.
That said, because it's so QWOP-y, you know what I mean? It's so loosey-goosey. It loses a little bit of intensity because it's not like you screwed up.
Right.
I may feel that way in the moment, but I know at the end of the day, like you.
But I was really clenching at some points.
Yeah.
Like when you're running from stuff, I just do not.
The rat
like that.
escape was rough.
It was rough.
It wasn't even that
and it
hard.
didn't stop. It just didn't stop. It kept going. I kept thinking, oh, we're safe when we weren't.
And there wasn't a great way to just scooch. I mean, there is a scooch that you can do where you kind of drag yourself.
You just are slow
instead
by
of
nature,
rolling,
so
but
it was not fun.
It wasn't even that hard. We beat it on the second try.
Yeah, but I didn't have fun.
Yeah. Competitiveness of the co-op.
Not competitive at all to me. It doesn't matter.
Right.
We have to take turns moving, so.
Strategy or tactics?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But it was more like, meh, who cares?
Especially the control puzzle where you're sitting in the crane. You have to control the crane.
Yeah.
So strategy of like, you be the left arm that hits this button and this. Now don't hit it yet. Carefully move your arm.
Like, fun in theory, but not well executed because it's so... I'm sick of saying loosey-goosey now, but that's... Yeah, because the controls are loose, so it's like, ugh. Like, this would be more... This is fun in theory, yeah.
Fun in theory. Damn. Sad.
So I really struggled to enjoy this game.
Communication, the final factor. Did we talk a lot while we were playing it?
It's mostly you yelling and me going, run, like that was it. Not a lot of helpful communication. How about that? Not a lot of constructive.
Yeah, like what am I really, I'm yelling at you to like, go left, and you're like, I am.
Yeah.
So it's like, who cares? Why are we even speaking?
There was nothing we could really say. There was only, because like you said, it's a linear game. So it's not like we could really choose what to do. Sometimes we would talk about how to solve a puzzle, but the puzzles are pretty often. Like cut and dry. At least we didn't beat the game. We didn't get anywhere close. So like, who knows? Maybe these puzzles get really complicated.
Maybe the puzzles get great. I was looking for more in Heave Ho. The circus.
Yeah,
the circus level is so fun to like.
More swinging.
A lot of swinging and flinging.
Yeah, I love that. I love Heave Ho.
This
game just made me want to play Heave Ho.
I know. Is there DLC, dude?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think so.
After we wrap it up here, which is coming up now, pretty much, I'm gonna go look up what those developers are doing. Is there any chance there's a Heave Ho 2?
Heave Ho 2, let's do it.
You got anything else to say?
No, not really. No.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. I wanted to see more like of the monsters. I liked seeing, like I was saying, I liked some of the visuals, and whenever they showed like another weird, because you're in like a lab where all these monsters are escaping, I enjoyed seeing that. So like it would have been fun to, if the game was more fun, I would have enjoyed playing more to see that kind of stuff. But
Right.
you know, we only got so far, so we saw a couple things that I like. That was fun, but other than that, I like grotesque monsters. I think that's good times for me.
I guess this is going to be obvious just because it's a freaking video game, but
It's a freaking video game, bro.
it was not fun to play. So even if the world is cool
Yeah.
and the visuals are cool and we want to see more, it at the end of the day, if it ain't fun to play, it's got to go away.
It's got to go away. I guess at that point, if you really like the world, you just watch a Let's Play. That's the great
That's
thing
true.
about that.
I am going to see if there's a speed run of this.
Oh yeah, I
Just
wonder.
to see like what kind of crazy stuff they can do that I will never be able to do.
Speaking of which, AGDQ just wrapped up.
3 million.
Yeah. Oh, did they hit? I mean, yeah, that made sense. They were really close last night. But they did It Takes Two. They ran It Takes Two, and that's a really good run. Really interesting to see how like the co-op movements played so much into it, and it had that factor of like I'm saying, like if one of them couldn't pull off the tech, then the other one might get it, so they could take more risks, and then they just save reload checkpoint, and then they're both there. So they're both doing these crazy jumps, and it's like, oh, I didn't make it, but he did, and so it's fine.
That's cool.
So I thought that's a cool like co-op speedrunning thing.
Head to Saves Together's Twitter at Saves Together, because I think we should post all the speedruns of games we've played if there were more than that.
What do you mean post all of them?
I think we should find the YouTube link to their channel
Oh yeah,
and
well,
post them on our Twitter so you can see all the ones that we've had
Yeah.
episodes on.
They won't be on YouTube for a while, but yes, we could do that when
I think
they
they
are.
put them on YouTube pretty quick. Well, whatever. As we find them,
Yeah,
follow
sure.
the Twitter. And speaking of Twitter,
Follow
I
that
think
Twitter.
it's time we head into the closing segment and get out of here.
Should we rate this first?
Oh, that's part of this, isn't it? Well, guys,
Well,
guess
guys,
what? No, actually,
Um,
I think D+.
Yeah, D+ because
It's got hats, so
for
it has
somebody,
to have the plus
yeah,
bonus.
that's true.
And this is not. I don't take pride in giving it a D. And remember, that's our experience. It's not like we're reviewing this from an objective standpoint.
Yeah, so you might like it.
So
but
you might
we
like it, but
got-
just be warned.
be warned. It is hard.
You're
Don't
going to struggle.
be like us and think this will be like Heave Ho exactly, because we really did not use our brains very hard.
It's called struggling. I really feel silly about that one.
Yeah, I I thought
Called
because
struggling.
you
I thought it was
know,
more.
thought it was
metaphorical.
metaphorical. You know, metaphorical struggling, not real struggling. All right, D+. Let's go to the closing segment.
All right. Yep. Grace, this is the part of the
Chris?
show where you tell me where we can tell them where to find us on the internet.
So you can find us at our website, savetogether.club, where we have links to our social media, our episodes, and a rundown of our co-op categories, and a recommends list. So all kinds of fun stuff you can find there. And you can also follow us over on Twitter and Instagram at Saves Together. Do
Thanks
it.
everybody for listening.
Thanks for listening.
What's our next episode?
Wildermyth, I think.
Most likely Wildermyth.
Yeah, so look forward to that. That's going to be a fun one.
We hope. So far, it's more fun than struggling.
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
there's your little tease.
We just started it.
There's your tease for episode 73. Coming next month. Thank you again for listening.
Bye.
Goodbye.